So, moving on to memory, what kind of memory strategies do you use to help you in your work?
I don't really know, Katrina.
Because I imagine you'd have to remember clients' names and appointment times and what someone's told you the last time you saw you.
Well, that's where your case notes comes in, and you structures for your appointments and your records and all of that. I find that I tend to have just in general a good memory for a face, so when I see someone I remember the story, but I might not recognise their name in the book, if I haven't seen them for a while. So that is interesting, isn't it? Yeah. I think you have to find your ways to. In the early part of my therapeutic career I used to take a lot of notes in session, and now I sometimes do. If I think there's something, I'll just say, look, I would, if you don't mind, I'd just like to write that down because I really don't want to forget it. Yeah. But over time you become a bit better at remembering things and just sequestering them.
Practice maybe. What about from the other side of things for your clients? Do you have many clients who have memory problems? Like, do they have problems remembering appointments or remembering things that you've discussed?
And that, I guess, really has to come into the assessment process to figure out, is there a biological, organic kind of problem that's occurring there, or is it a social anxiety or a kind of motivational matter and things like that. So you have to kind of suss that out. Yeah. And where somebody's sort of having some kind of physiological reason that constrains their memory, then I think it's really appropriate to prompt and set up systems that mean that reminders come and all of that.
Yes.
With others where it's an issue of helping somebody sort of take more responsibility for their own direction and care and so forth, then one handles that differently. It's a different, you take a different approach with that to less get in somebody's way so that they can actually begin to learn to step out.
Yeah. Do you give your clients any recommendations to help them to remember appointments or things that you've asked them to do between sessions?
I hope you get somebody to answer that question, Peter. Because I think what we're probably talking about here, which is of interest to us, is a different model. Yeah. I don't see myself... I tend to not be, because I don't work so much in medical settings or settings of that kind, I don't see it as my responsibility to give advice or
give them something to practice and come back next time.
Sometimes I do, but mostly, I mean, my philosophical stance is kind of doesn't go down that direction.
No.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And how about with your students? Would you give them any tips about remembering due dates for assignments or things like that?
Well, what we do, I guess, as educators, and particularly social work students, and maybe it feels to me like particularly social work students are often people who are already working in human service roles and are sort of really needing to get the qualification, and they're very busy. They're a lot of women with children and partners and families and responsibilities. So the only suggestion that I make is to sort of try to have it really clear and to give reminders every now and then.
Be organised.
Yeah.